Hello, everyone. I am Brandon K. Hedgepeth, and I want to welcome you all here to the Tansson Talks show, where my mission is to help bring people together. I'm very excited to be here for this episode, and I can't wait to introduce you to today's guest. So, my guest here today is a rising undergraduate senior at Old Dominion University. She's been recently named as our new ODU PRSSA President, and I'm just so excited to bring her on. So please welcome my guest for today, Kennedy Henderson. Thank you so much for being here today.
Hey Brandon, thank you. Thank you for having me. Sorry about the sniffles. I have allergies.
You are all good, and I hope that allergy season doesn't stick around too long.
Same.
Yeah, but how are you doing thus far today?
I'm good. I woke up early today. I woke up at 7 so I could be ready. But I'm good. Yeah, I'm going to see The Little Mermaid, the new one today, so I'm excited about that.
So that's exciting.
hmm
Are you just going by yourself, or are you going with friends or family?
I'm going with one of my friends. hmm
Well, that's awesome. And so, yeah. And so I definitely will have a follow-up question for that. But before I do so, if you're able to take a moment to go ahead and introduce yourself to the watching and listening audience here today.
Alrighty. Hello, I'm Kennedy Henderson. Like Brandon said, I'm a rising senior an undergraduate. I enjoy running. I've been running since elementary school and then competitively in high school and not in college, but that's okay. Um, what else? I really like baking. During COVID, I did a bunch of baking, and my parents were like, "Okay, you gotta hold off on that a little bit." Um, and what else? I have a dog. That's why I have these allergies because I'm allergic to dogs. And he's not in here at the moment because that would be an absolute disaster. But what else about me? Um, I like to travel. Um, and that is all that I can think about at the moment.
Well, nevertheless, like I said, I'm just so excited to speak with you and have you on. And so yeah, but since you were mentioning the new Little Mermaid movie, I know that you are also really big into watching movies and everything.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, I'm excited to see that movie. Have you seen the Ant-Man movie? I haven't seen that yet, but I need
I
to.
have
They put it on
not.
Disney Plus finally.
Yeah, I know they put it on Disney Plus, and so as of recording this, I have not yet watched it. I really love the first two. I've heard some mixed things about the third one, but at the same time, I like sort of doing my own review as opposed to like
Mm-hmm.
listening to what everyone else says. But I'm not
Right.
necessarily in a rush. But I am a pretty big fan, sort of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I mean, I'm excited to get into it, but I'm not really in a rush to do so. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I agree. And like Marvel, I like you, I'm a fan of Marvel, but like recently, I don't know what it has been, but I have just not been vibing with the movies that they have been putting out. I don't know. Like for me, after Spider-Man No Way Home is kind of where I fell off a little bit, just like kind of not cared that much about the movies, but I will still watch it. I will still watch it though.
Yeah, and that's sort of the same way with me. I mean, so for anyone who is new, I just got into like the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe or MCU back in 2018. So pretty late into the game considering that, you know, everything sort of accumulated around 2019. But nevertheless though, I mean, I'm for the most part, I think, fully caught up on the movie side and some of the TV shows as well. But I mean, aside from like the newest two, I guess. But nevertheless, though, I think a part of it is that we did have a bit of a lull within releasing, and then sort of our expectations for the most recent ones were sort of like putting on the on the new one, and of course they have to do something different with the movies. I mean, so I think it's a mixture of that and that I said, like, we have such high expectations, but it's like we almost need to think of this time as like a starting over point. Like, but I don't know, it's kind of weird for like longtime fans because it's just like like we're expecting this masterpiece, and then if we just get a all right movie, I mean,
Yes, I agree. Because the first Marvel movie I saw was Thor, and I think I was in like third grade or fourth grade. I don't really remember. I was like, oh, what is that? What is that? And then I was like, oh, hooked immediately. And so like, it's like dang, just to see how where it was and where it is now, it's like crazy. I'm like, oh, I don't know.
yeah, I know. I mean, it's so interesting, like seeing the progression, and so like I know that like I said, is Ant Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, is that the only one that you have not seen out of the movies yet?
Um, yes, I think. Is there one before that or no? It was it Black Panther?
Yeah, I think Black Panther was the one right before that.
Okay, then yeah, Ant-Man's the only one, the new one. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah. Actually, come to think of it,
Hmm.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is out.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm actually so excited to see that. I that looks really good. So I haven't seen that, but oh, I really want to see that movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either, but I'm also very excited to see that. I'll probably watch both of those movies over the course of this summer, 2023.
Mm.
And yeah, I'm excited to watch them, but I'll probably watch, well, obviously Ant Man's on Disney Plus right now, but I'll probably wait until Guardians is on Disney Plus as well. But at the same time, when both of them are up there, I'll probably watch them like within the same time period just to get both of them. But I am excited to see them though.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so have you always like really been into like watching all these different movies, or is that more of a recent thing for you?
Like movies in general or just like movies in general?
Yeah, or a mixture of both.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I've always liked movies, but especially during COVID, like in 2020, I made like a goal to watch a new movie. I was it every day? Not every day, but I had like a whole like a list that was like 2020 movies that I've like new movies that I've seen in 2020, and I think I had like 70 something movies on that list for the whole year, and kind of fell off in 2022 and haven't done it in 2023. But I just like movies. Like they're just like you can watch them and pretend, oh, I'm here. Maybe not for the Marvel movies because everything's kind of disastrous in those movies. But like some of them, I'm like, oh my god, this is so fun. It's so cool. I can just be here for like 2 hours and then do whatever the heck I was doing beforehand. So I've always liked movies. Mm,
Yeah, that's sort of like the way that I feel about TV shows because I mean, you
mm,
truly get to sort of, be there in the moment, and because it's mostly continuous in most cases. Like, it's like you get to sort of like for half an hour of your week, you get to like be there, be like in the scene, you get to see what these characters are doing, and you get to be like, oh wow, I can't believe this happened, or okay, that character should not have done that. Like, I'm out of here. Um, I
mm-hmm.
mean, but nevertheless, though, I mean, media is powerful.
Yeah, that's so true. And like I just watched the new like Queen Charlotte show on Netflix. It's like that Bridgerton thing, and oh my goodness, that show was so good. And I'm rewatching it again for the second time, and then I think I might rewatch it again for the third time because it is so good. And like, and I've never seen Bridgerton, so I don't have anything to compare it to. But I was like, wow, that is such an amazing show, and it's like, wow.
Wow, but I mean, at least you're able to, like I said, get accustomed to some of these new shows as you're going through them, and with all of these different medias, I mean, we now have stuff from like the traditional broadcast networks to cable to streaming services to all the stuff galore. I mean, there's so many options to choose from.
Mm. Yeah, that's very true. Like here, like at my house, we have like Disney Plus, Netflix, and then I think HBO or now Max because it's called Max now for some reason. But we have HBO Max, which I will still call it HBO Max. But yeah, and then everyone has those bundles like, oh, you can get Hulu, you can get ESPN, you can get Disney Plus. It's like I just want one thing. I just want one thing, and that is all. But it's interesting with streaming because I feel like in COVID, I was like, yes, 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 yes. I'm glad we have all these things, and now it's kind of a lot. So yeah, but it's still cool. But it is a lot.
Yeah, that is for sure. I mean, I think for me, like in terms of all the services and everything, I don't know. I feel like now that the golden age of streaming has sort of like is coming to a gradual decline, a rapid decline actually. I think some of these services may not necessarily last that long or might merge with some of their competitors just to at least keep a
Mm,
leg up. I think the biggest question will become which ones are the ones that will disappear and which ones are the ones that will stick around. I think that's going to be
mm.
interesting.
No, that's a great question. That's so true. I feel like Netflix has to stay. Netflix has been around for so long, so I hope Netflix stays. Um, I think Disney Plus. If I think Disney Plus will stay, but I feel like maybe there won't be Hulu anymore, or 'cause I think ESPN is also with Disney or something. I don't know. Maybe that's all just going to be under like in Disney Plus instead of you can get Hulu, you can get ESPN Plus. Um, so maybe it's all going to be in the same thing. And honestly, that would be so cool because I really don't want to have to do a free trial just to watch one movie on Hulu. Like, but it's whatever.
Yeah, I feel the same way in reference to the whole Who situation. Like, I don't know. There I think that's the one I think I would be watching over these next few months in my opinion. I
Hmm.
mean, just because it's really complicated because they're yeah, they have split ownership between Disney that has, Disney Plus and everything and ESPN Plus and Comcast that has Peacock. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think it could go either way. I don't I don't know how that's going to necessarily go. But I mean,
Hmm.
I guess by the time this comes out, we'll see what changes.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, and so right now, of course, I know that you are a student at Old Dominion University, like we said, rising senior. First of all, congratulations, because I believe you're set to graduate a semester early.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, dual enrollment, because that is what got me, that's what got me there. 12 credits in high school. I've never been happier.
Yeah, I mean, these programs are just so helpful. Like, and I mean, even for myself, like with my own different dual enrollment and early college experiences, I mean, it
Mhm.
just helps so tremendously in ways that you just wouldn't even imagine.
Yeah. Like, I, because I was doing my little, like, okay, I have this many credits, I have that many on degree work. So I was like, oh, shoot, I think I can graduate a semester early. Yay. So I am so excited. I am, oh my gosh, I'm so ready.
Well, I'm so happy for you, and so, but I do know that for your final semester for fall of 2023, it will be a busy one for you for sure.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, with the president, I'm gonna be the ODU PRSSA president. I'm excited slash nervous. Um, but everybody around is extremely helpful. So I'm like not too nervous, but still nervous. So we shall see. And then yeah, just trying to like make everything count before I gotta go.
Yeah, for sure. And so, actually, so how did you find out that you were going to be the next, ODU PRSSA chapter president? I mean, how was that process for you? Is that something that you had sought out, or is it something that came as a surprise, or how was that process for you?
Yes, it came as a surprise. I had, I mean, like, this is no disrespect to anyone, but I had no, um, oh shoot, what's the word? I had no desire. I really had no desire to be the president. I was just like, oh, I'm chilling. I'm here. I'm a member of the club. I'll still write those articles if whatever events there are. And then, um, so I was like, yeah, whoever the president will do great, but it was not going to be me. And Brendan, um, our former facility advisor, um, was like, I think you should be the president. And I was like, thank you, but I don't think I should be the president. I just don't think so. And then after, I mean, it took a lot of convincing, like a lot. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I will do it because this is probably some good experience for me, even though I probably don't know it at the moment. But I was like, you know what, Kennedy, just because I like to be like kind of like not in the forefront of things. I like to stay in the back. I'm like, let me just do this to get out of my comfort zone. So yeah, that is how that came about.
But I mean, nevertheless, though, first of all, I will say though that the chapter presidents ahead of you, for years past, also had a very similar experience in the sense that they also did not want the role. But just like them, I am confident that you will strive in your position, and and you have, of course, all of our full support. And I can't wait to see like what you do with it, and yeah, I mean, finish out your final semester strong.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so like do you have any plans right now that of stuff that you would potentially want to implement, or future ideas for for the organization?
Oh gosh. When you sent me that email, I was like thinking, oh gosh, what do I say? I don't know. Um, I mean, at the moment, to be honest, I have no idea. Like, I have absolutely no idea. Like people, like the other e-board members, they're like talking about stuff they want to do. I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. That sounds really cool. I'm like, shoot, maybe I should like reach out to Erin or someone, the former president, and like just get her advice about like what should I do? I don't know. But at the moment, I have no idea. But as the summer progresses, hopefully I'll be like, okay, okay, like I kind of know what I'm going to be doing, so I'm not going to just jump in here like aimlessly.
Yeah, well, like I said, yeah, I'm definitely always here, yeah, as a member of myself, and so
Hmm.
yeah, we are always here to make sure that you have the most support as possible.
Thank you.
Of course. And so right now, let's see. So what is your overall major for your undergrad?
Strategic communications.
Have you been enjoying your strategic communications major thus far?
Yes, actually, yes. Freshman year, I was like, ooh, this is a lot. But it's been really fun, even though it's been super stressful. Sometimes it's been like extremely stressful. I'm like, okay, but actually, it's not that bad. When it's like something that I really like to do, I will take the time to actually make sure it looks good. And so I really enjoyed my major. Thank goodness.
That's good to hear. And so what really
Mm.
brought you into the realm of strategic communications? Is that something you always wanted to do?
So at first, I really, really, really wanted to do criminal justice because I wanted to work for the FBI. And I was like, it just doesn't interest me anymore. And so, like, I would hear because my mom does public relations, and she would always talk about it. I'm like, oh, that sounds so cool. And so ODU doesn't have a public relations, but they had a strategic communications, which is the same thing pretty much. So it's like, oh, cool. So I was like, I will do that. And it has been absolutely amazing.
Well, that's actually, good to hear that you were able to, yeah, I mean, to see what your mom does and sort of use it as a base for what you want to do. And so, had ODU always been the college that you wanted to, to attend?
Um, I mean, like, no, not in a bad way, but I had absolutely no ties to any single college. I was like, I really don't care where I go to school unless I like it, unless it's like, has, unless it's, I think it's good. Like, I really did not have a desire to go to, oh, wait, let me, I did want to go to college. Yes, I did. But if people don't, that's fine. But for me, I was like, I am like wherever I go to school, I'm fine. Like because I I don't have any like ties to Virginia really. So I was like, it's whatever for me. But I visited the ODU campus and I was like, oh wow, I really like this. So I'm gonna just it seems nice. I'm gonna go here.
Well, I mean, at least you were able to, yeah, to eventually, find the university and and college your summer. I mean, your school home.
Mm. Wait, was there a question in there? Sorry. I just like blanked out for like 5 seconds.
No, no, no. No, I was just saying that at least you were able to eventually find ODU and and truly call it your college home.
Yes. Mm.
Yeah, and so I guess prior to this point, I know that you had been around quite a bit because I know you've lived in Colorado, Germany, and I mean really exploring different areas. Being a part of a military family. So how was that for you being able to live in these different environments and then eventually being now I believe in Northern Virginia?
Mm. Um, it was like really interesting. Um, so I lived in Germany like from when I was 6 months old to when I was like 8 years old, almost nine. And and then in between there, my sister and I had to go to Colorado for 2 years because my parents got deployed. And so then we moved back to Germany, blah blah blah. And so living in Germany, I will say, um, like it was just because I don't know. I just remembered it as a kid. I just remembered, oh, my neighbors were so nice. Everybody was so cool. The food was amazing. And like it was weird because like we didn't live on base or anything. Like we lived in a regular German neighborhood and we had German neighbors. And my sister and I were fluent. I think my mom was fluent in German. Um, and so we would just speak with our neighbors like it was nothing. But coming to the States was very like, whoa, whoa, this is weird. Because we moved here in 2011. And I just remember people were like, oh my God. Like, are you German? Are you German? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, no, I'm not. But as a kid, I was like, oh my gosh, that's a good question. I have absolutely no idea. Because it was just weird because I hadn't lived in the States for only 2 years or less than 2 years of my life up until then. Um, but to answer your question, because I don't think I did, um, it's just like been eye-opening, I guess. Kind of just like open-minded about things. And then yeah, Colorado, that was fun. Got to live with my grandma for 2 years, so I'm sure she was happy about that. um, and yeah, and then fast forward, I got to go back to Germany for study abroad last in the fall 2022 semester, and it was amazing. It was weird because there were so many things that I remembered, but there were so many things that I did not remember. And yeah, so I hope I answered your question. I really don't think I did. But yes, it's just been like a open-mindedness experience or yeah.
But I mean, nevertheless, though, I mean, that's cool that you were able to, I mean, to not just live there for, the good first half of your life, but then being able to go back there, during college years when you're able to, remember and formulate things a little bit more. And so,
Mm.
were there any things that like you had like vividly remembered that were actually different than the way that you remembered it?
Ooh. Um, oh my gosh, that's such a good question. So I got to visit my old house and I just was like, "Oh, I remember it. It was so big. It was blah blah blah." And it was really not. It was so small. It was so small. But I just love that house. And the neighborhood, I just remembered it to have a lot of like greenery, but then it was cut down, so it's not there anymore. What else? What else? I don't. I can't think of anything else that like because where I lived and where I did my study abroad, it was in two different locations. So I had absolutely no idea going into the place I was going to be, like what it would look like or anything. But just in general, I was hoping the food would still be great, which it was. And yeah, I mean, that's all I can think of. That's all I can think of at the moment. Oh, I remember. I remember one thing vividly that everybody rode a bike and yeah, that's one thing I remember. It's like everyone rides their bikes there, so that did not disappoint.
Well, at least that memories, yeah, stayed intact. And out of
Mhm.
curiosity, since you said you were able to visit your old house, was it just the outside you were able to revisit, or were you able to go inside too? Or
No, I just saw the outside and like the backyard. I feel like that would just be so awkward. Like, oh my God, hi. I used to live here. Please let me in. Like, but I just saw the outside. I surprised my neighbors and they were like, oh my goodness, what the heck are you doing here? I was like, oh, I'm studying around. But I wish I could go inside. Um, but luckily, I mean, I already know what it looks like inside, at least from the pictures and stuff. But yeah, I wish I could, but I'm kind of glad I didn't because that would be kind of weird.
well, how was it for you overall, like studying abroad back in Germany, having been in the States for for several years at that point? Was it weird for you to sort of go back, even though you were in a different location? Because
Mm,
I would have presumed that you would have sort of grown accustomed to being, yeah, back here prior to you heading back over there, especially
yes.
having just been through like the COVID-19 pandemic and being home and, to just, shift and, go across the, go across to Europe and then back.
hmm Um, so, okay, wait. So wait, can you ask it again? The beginning of it again?
Yeah. So how was it for you going, to study abroad in Germany, considering that you had, been in the States for several years up to
hmm
that point?
hmm Um, so at first I was like, for a good week or so, I was like, oh my gosh, this is not even real. Not to be, oh, this is, but like, it really wasn't, it felt so fake to me. I was like, oh my gosh, I am in Germany. Like, what the heck? And just everything around me, like, I was like, wow, I will never get used to this. I mean, I did, but at first I was like, this is just so cool. Oh my gosh. But like going back to Germany to do study abroad instead of just, regularly living there. Um, really, I think I, even though I was there for only 3 months or 3.5 months, I feel like I got to understand more of like Germany and the culture, I guess. Because because now I'm an adult and I could go literally wherever the heck I want. And so I would just explore stuff and just do things by myself or with some of my friends that I met, but just like being there on my own and like kind of doing what I want to do, um, or with my host family. But it just made me like, wow, like I'm learning more about stuff that I had no idea about and just like seeing things or just experiencing stuff. Like, I never knew, like, if you ride a bike, you have to stick your hand out for which direction you go until I got on a bike and saw people doing them. I'm like, oh, okay, I need to do that. But yeah.
I mean, that's so cool though that you were able to have this experience, and so for you, since of course with studying abroad, you of course have the study portion of it. So yeah, so how was it for you, like doing studies while also overseas? Because I mean, I'm sure that's a new experience for you as well.
hmm Um, so it wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad at all, but and this will not reflect in my ODU presidency, but I am a procrastinator, like through and through. I really am, which is horrible. And there are times where I procrastinate my work. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta get this done, and it would get done because I don't know what it is about being stressed. But I'm like, I can work under stress, but so that wasn't really anything new. I procrastinate all the time, but um, um, but I would say just kind of like balancing school and balancing like exploration. Because I feel like every single day I did something new, like whether that was like going to a new cafe with a friend or riding our bikes somewhere else, or I don't know. I went to the mountains for a weekend, which was cool. I didn't leave the country. Some other people did, but I was like, ooh, that's expensive. I'm just gonna stay right here and enjoy my time in Germany. But other people went to Norway, which was cool. I'm like, oh, but yeah, just balancing school with just trying new things was something that was not hard, but like, okay, I need to not like I need to have a balance. And then also, I was gonna say something else. Oh gosh. Oh, I forgot. I forgot. Maybe it'll come back to me, but I forgot what I was gonna say.
No worries. Well, if it does, yeah, come back to you, definitely feel free to just interject it in.
Mm.
But yeah, but that's so cool that you were able to, yeah, to gain that experience and to be back there. And if I remember correctly, you actually are at least somewhat fluent in German too.
Somewhat fluent, yes. Somewhat. I would say like it's coming back for sure. It's coming back. I'm it's much better than what it used to be before I left, before I did my study abroad. So I'm proud about that. And I'm watching these little German shows to try to keep up. But I would say it's not it's it's pretty good, I would say. Not like exceptional or anything, but yeah.
But that's good. And so, yeah, while we're here speaking, I did want to, yeah, ask a few more questions. So I do know that of course you are a avid runner. And so how long have you been, well, I know you mentioned that you've been doing that since elementary school, but I guess how did that
Mm.
start for you?
Um, Wait, if I move, you might be able to see my running bibs. Darn, you can't see them. Dang it. But they're like right over there. Um, but how did running start for me? Um, so in elementary school, have you heard of Girls on the Run or anything like that?
Somewhat.
So there's Girls on the Run, but then there's another thing called Running with the Stars, and that's what I did. It was like Girls on the Run, but co-ed. Um, and so we would just meet up at school in the gym I don't remember if it was once a week or every day. I think it was once a week. I don't really remember. And we would just run around and train for a 5K that was at a given time and place and date. And so we would just train for the 5K. And then our parents, like, I would either have my mom or my dad be my little running buddy. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead of you. And so that's how that started. And then in middle school, I joined the running club because there's no running team in middle school. But I joined the running club and we would run every once a week around like the neighborhoods in the school. And then high school, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna join cross country and track. So I did that. And I did cross country, winter track, and spring track for 3 years. And then I quit. I quit my senior year because I was like, I'm so done. It was a lot. I was getting stressed. I switched schools. So I was at a new school junior, senior year. And no offense to my team, but I just did not really vibe with my team that much. So I was like, I'm done. It's been fun, but I am finished. But I still run like on my own now, so I cannot not run.
Well, that's so interesting. Yeah,
Mhm.
interesting to hear. And so I know you said that you haven't run like as a part of any team or organization in college, but do you still at least run on your on your own during your college time? And how about during German when you're in Germany?
Yes. Okay, so at ODU, I run like I like to do long runs. So I usually do like which is not good because I have a messed up knee. So maybe I should not be doing this. But I like to do 8 miles. So I do 8 miles. That's my preferred long run. I once did 11 miles. Don't know why, but that was absolutely brutal. And now I'm following this. I'll get to the Germany thing, but now I'm following like this half marathon training. I'm not gonna run a half marathon, but I just needed like some training that because I can't. If I were to run, it would just be a long run every day, which is not good. So I'm following like this Boston training. But in Germany, I would run. I did a few 8 miles, 8 milers there. And then in the winter time, I did not run at all because it was so cold. Yep. But I did have a bike, so I rode my bike to school every day. And I was like, you know what? That counts. It counts as something.
Yes, it does. Yes, that
Mm-hmm.
certainly does count. And yeah, I mean that's so great to to hear that you've been able to do like a little bit of everything and have all of these fun experiences that not a lot of people are able to to have. And I mean this has just been so fun speaking with you and thus far. So I mean I'm really glad I had a chance to chat.
Thank you.
Of
Thank
course.
you for inviting me.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, this has been really fun, and of course, I do have to ask though. So since you mentioned that, especially during COVID-19 time, that that you got really into baking, I do have to ask about that though. I can't
Mm-hmm.
end that without speaking about that.
Okay. Okay. Yes. My parents were like, okay, let's tone it down a little bit. Let's tone it all the way down because I would bake something every single week. But let's see. I would make a lot of chocolate cake. Um, what else did I make? Cookies, sugar cookies, chocolate chip cookies. Oh, everyone made banana bread. I did that. What else did I do? Um, I think that was all I did, and I just would alternate. Oh, this week I'm making banana bread. Next week I'm making sugar cookies. Next week I'm not making anything because no one wants any more sweets. Um, but yeah, I did. I'm trying to think if there's anything I did that was like, ooh. I mean, that's all I did. I'm not like an exceptional baker. I can just do the basics. Oh, I did brownies. I also made some brownies, which are good. And that is about it. Like, what are your favorite sweets or anything?
Okay, so what's funny about me is I'm not much of a like dessert person, but I do love I love a good chocolate chip cookie though. I
Mm-hmm.
will say that, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not much of a dessert person, but my brother, on the other hand, he actually really likes baking things sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not too often, but every once in a while. And so, like, he'll a lot of stuff like he'll make is like he'll make cakes and and other like nice dessert stuff. And so yeah, but I don't know. I'm the boring person. I don't. I'm not much of a dessert person per se,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. It's like but in terms of doing stuff, I have interest in a little bit of anything and everything. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm always up to trying something.
Yeah. Would you say like you're better at cooking or baking?
I probably better at cooking, but I don't know. I don't have a wide variety of stuff per se. But I actually really like using a grill. It's I used to have this really nice electric grill, and so like I was like obsessed with that thing. Unfortunately, that one no longer works. But yeah, like I remember being able like around 2017 or 18 when we got it, like being able to try it like every feature on it, and and so I mean, yeah, I think one of my mental goals for 2023, 2024 is to I guess cook more and try new things more. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's always nice when we are able to have these sort of goals for ourselves that just push us a little bit more.
Yeah, me every year, drink more water. Ugh, does that happen? Not really. But yeah, that's like, yeah, like goals. Well, you're like what you said about just trying something new. It's a really good goal. I was gonna say something else. I don't remember again. Shoot. Um, I mean, not about goals, but I did make some lemon bars not too long ago. Oh my gosh, they were so amazing. They were so pretty to look at. I was like, wow, I can't believe I made that. Like, it was so good.
That is so cool, and I definitely wish you the best in continuing with with just trying out this new stuff. And so, like, what are your plans for after you officially like graduate in December of 2023? Is it scary to think that that's just several months away?
No, not really. Because I like to plan stuff out, so I'm like, ooh, I already know. But so after I graduate, I am gonna get my master's degree because if I don't do it now, I really don't feel like doing it later. So I'm trying to just knock this out and not have to worry about it ever again, unless I fail. That's not gonna happen. But that's my plan for that. And then what else? Um, I do want to like in the near years, um, try to find like a government job abroad or something because I really do want to live in Germany for like a long, long, long time, longer than 8 years. Even though that's already long, but that's my plan for now. And then just like still traveling. I'm actually going to Germany this summer, so I'm excited about that. And then, um, yeah, that's my only plan. And then like I want to get a dog. Like I already have a dog, but like whenever I have my own little place, I really want to get a dog. And so, yeah.
Hopefully, one that doesn't mess with your allergies too much.
Oh, any dog. I will get a like I'm just allergic to dogs in general. And so, but I want to get a lab because we have a lab. If he was in here, he would probably all up at the camera. But my allergies will still be bad. But you know what? I will suffer because the dog is so cute.
Well, I yeah, at least you're able to at least be satisfied with your forever dog.
Yep. Do you have any pets or anything?
I fish.
Oh, okay. Some people are like fish aren't pets, but they are. I mean, you have to feed them. You have to take care of them. So, I mean, without you, the fish wouldn't be there. So, I say fish are pets.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've had a few of them, here and there. I would say the one I've had the longest is a placo fish, which is an algae eater, and so yeah, so I've had him for I don't even know how long. Maybe it might be close to a decade if it's not now
What?
already. I mean, it's been a while, and we actually got him as a
Wow.
sort of as a gift from one of my from somebody that we know. And
Hmm.
so, yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think how long we had him, but I mean, yeah, it's crazy to think about that.
So, wow, a deck. That is so insane. So, like, I mean, if you don't mind me asking, are you 20 or 21?
20.
Okay, so since fourth grade, so we're the same age for the most part. I'm 21, but you since fourth grade. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, it would be around that, maybe like a little after that, but I definitely know it was I think at the absolute latest it could have been would have been early middle school. But even still,
That
that's
is
still
crazy.
that's still such a long time.
And is it like a little fish or is it oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll have to show you a picture later. Yeah.
Hmm. That's really cool. Like I I did not know. I mean, actually, let me not say it because I was gonna say I didn't know fish could live that long. But yes, they can. They sure can. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, as we're closing out, I did want to ask, so if there's anywhere that people can find you online or connect with you, where's the best place for people to find you? If not, that's quite alright as well. I at least wanted to provide that
Yes.
opportunity.
Well, I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm very much boring. I don't have anything. I do have a Twitter, but I don't use it to follow. I don't have any followers. I just use it to keep up with soccer and movies. So I would say you can follow me. Unfortunately, nowhere. I'm sorry. I don't have anything.
Well, definitely, if you ever come back on in the future, especially like when you're living in Germany after graduation, yeah, definitely, I'm sure that we will hear from you, again.
Yes, that would be like maybe 5 years in the future, but of course.
Yeah, but yeah, but as we close this out, I did want to leave you by asking. So, what is a closing thought that you would like to leave for those watching and listening, whether it be like an inspirational thought, favorite quote, or whatever the case may be? The floor is all yours. Take it away,
Oh
Candy.
gosh. Um, hmm. A closing thought. Um, I would say. Oh gosh, I feel like this is gonna be like cringe, but it's okay. Um, I would say. Okay, wait, sorry, I'm still thinking. Mm, I mean, I feel like everyone knows this, but like, don't be scared to try something different because I sure really don't like to do anything different. When I find something that I like, I will stick to it and I will never change, which is not the best. So I'm trying to be better at that. But just, I mean, if you have the opportunity to do something different, I would say take it if you are able to. Um, and also, mm, like for me, trying to have a more positive outlook on things, not to be like, "Ooh," but like just in general, because sometimes I'm like, oh, this is gonna go bad, or this is gonna be bad, or blah 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 blah. And so I'm like, okay, let me stop being a pessimist, or at least try. And so just trying, for me, I'm trying to just have a positive outlook on things. I don't really know if that's a closing thought, but maybe someone can resonate with that. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I certainly can because, yeah, for me, I declare myself as like not necessarily a pure optimist or pure pessimist, but it's like I'm somewhere in the middle, like more like a realist because I try
Mm,
to I try to hope for the best but prepare for the worst.
yes.
But then I realistically think that something in the middle is going to happen, but as long as we try to be prepared for everything, I mean,
Hmm.
that it should hopefully all work out or at least we can figure it out.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah,
Hmm.
like I said, but this has been so fun. Yeah, having a chance to speak with you, and best of luck in your upcoming ODU PRSSA presidency and
Thank
finishing
you.
out your finishing out your final semester of undergraduate strong because I know that you will go into your next part of your journey confident.
Yes, that is the plan. Hopefully so.
Yeah, well, I definitely wish you all the best, and of course, keep me up to date with everything that you're going to do. And I know, of course, we'll be speaking,
Mm-hmm.
frequently soon. But for those
Yep.
but for all of those watching and listening, thank you all so much for tuning in to the Tansson Talk show. I always love doing this. And and definitely join me next week as we continue to, go on our mission to help bring people together. But until next time, have a wonderful day, everyone, and I'll see you all soon.
Thanks, Brandon.
Of course.